Today I would like to give my thoughts and views on a classical music recording, a CD that I recently acquired for just $1 at a record store in the Sacramento Valley, California. And I'd like to preface this video by saying that I intend to review more classical performances on CDs and vinyls that I've acquired over the years, or I may acquire in the future. So subscribe to the channel and look forward to more videos to come. I'm not a musician per se. I mean, I can play classical music, I can play the flute, I can play the acoustic guitar, I can read music, I can probably write music if I tried, but I'm not that good in any of those. But ever since the age of 15, I've been listening to classical music. So I've developed a decent appreciation for classical music, composers of different genres within the classical music. Also, I'm also a great fan of the progressive rock music. To me, progressive rock is really an amalgamation of classical music, a fusion of classical music, jazz, folk music of different kinds. So bands like Pink Floyd, Jethro Tull, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Porcupine Tree, these are all also my favorite bands that sort of expanded their horizons and use classical music also as part of their musical vocabulary. So I'm also a progressive rock fan apart from classical music. So I might review some progressive rock records in the future as well. But this particular video is focused on this CD that I just bought, that I told you about. This is Herbert von Karajan's performance of some of the orchestral works by Franz Liszt, the Hungarian composer, and one of the most celebrated classical music composers of all time. Now, the term classical music is a more inclusive term than it implies, because classical is really a term that encompasses all the genres that represent classical music, the romantic, mostly orchestral works, which is separate from opera. So the Romantic period, the Baroque period, the Modern period, the Impressionist period, these all are kind of put in the same melting pot that is referred to as classical music. But the classical period itself is really a distinct time period in the classical music history, and some of the most composers whose works are representative of the classical period is Beethoven and Mozart, Haydn. Although Haydn, I don't rate his works as highly as I would, with Mozart's and Beethoven's composition. But to go back to this particular performance, it's by Herbert von Karajan, one of the most important conductors of all time. I highly respect all his performances. This particular one is excellent. So I have to say that my favorite Hungarian Rhapsodies. So he actually conducts I think three actually of his of Liszt's Hungarian Rhapsodies, which is number 5, number 2, and number 4. My favorite is really number 5. I mean, I know that number 2 is the one that's the most recognized and the most popular. But to me, it's more. It's a great melodic piece, but it also kind of caters to a piano player who wants to show off his skills and chops and musical abilities, performing abilities, which is very different from Hungarian Rhapsody number 5, which is my favorite. This was a work that was written for the solo piano, but I guess later the conductors realized how beautifully this piece might translate into an orchestral piece. So it was transcribed for the orchestra. I have to do some research to find out who actually transcribed it first for the orchestra, but the orchestration can vary from one conductor to the other, and that's the point I'd like to get to. this is a great piece. This is a great performance by Herbert von Karajan. All the notes are finely and beautifully articulated. So the overall package yields to so much joy and really delight to be derived from the performance. But this is different from the performance by Antal Dorady, the Hungarian conductor. I think he was later. He later became a naturalized American citizen too. But that particular performance is great. The tempo is a little faster compared to von Karajan's. But what separates that from von Karajan's performance is that there are these kind of beautifully, kind of magical segments of kind of heart pieces that kind of transitions the music from one phase to the other. And that is entirely absent in von Karajan's performance. The tempo is lower, which kind of renders itself to kind of a more introspective, kind of self-reflective approach to conducting this piece. But the fact that those kind of transitional heart pieces are missing from the music, that I think, I don't know, it just it makes it a little strange to listen to, because I'm so used to Antal Dorady's performance, and I loved it for many years, and this is just the first time I listened to von Karajan's performance. It's great, actually. I prefer the tempo that von Karajan actually incorporates into his conducting, but just I can't get over the fact that those transitional heart pieces are missing. So really the difference between the two is, I don't know if you guys have read the 101 Great Masterpieces in Classical Music by Alex Buxman. I think in that he refers to César Franck's Symphony in D minor, in which he differentiates the performance by Paul Poret and Wilhelm Furtwängler. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly or not, but there's a difference between the two pieces. So the Paul Poret's performance is kind of more forthright, more blunt, kind of more in your face. It's a powerful performance that is there to make a statement, whereas Furtwängler's approach is kind of more introspective. The tempo is lower, so it focuses on the kind of a mystical aspect of the music. So that, I think, the same sort of comparison, the same sort of analogy applies to von Karajan's performance and Antal Dorady's performance. So von Karajan's performance is more self-reflective, more introspective, focuses on the the mystical quality of the music. But Dorady's performance actually has those transitional pieces. I just keep coming back to that. I wish that I'll have to look further. I mean, I'll have to explore more performances to find the one that really kind of reconciles these two differences. That's got the low tempo, makes the music kind of more kind of self-reflective, and also has those hard transitional pieces. So you really have to listen to Antal Dorady's performance to know what I'm talking about. So that's that. So there are other pieces in this recording. There's Mephisto Waltz, Les Preludes, the Hungarian Rhapsody number 2, and then the number 4. So I'll have to listen to those. And but so far I've been listening to this Rhapsody number 5 just over and over again. It's really I call it a transcendental piece of music, because I think it makes you kind of sort of transcend the realms of the physical reality. Really, it's that great. So yeah, I'll get back to making more of these videos, and maybe come back to this CD again and give you my thoughts on the other performances. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.